Hi, my name is Christopher Mick. This video is for Mrs. Befort's junior high STEM class and high school science class at Solomon Schools. And I am doing a video for you because I'm a lucky guy tonight. I'm at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. I've been given press credentials by my hometown newspaper, the Hudson Star Observer in Hudson, Wisconsin, which is where I live, to cover the first flight of the Artemis program. So it's for the Space Launch System rocket, SLS. It's a brand new rocket. It's what's called a heavy lift rocket. And I'm here at the press site to cover the scheduled launch. Tonight is Tuesday night, November 15th. Am I getting the dates right? Yeah, the 15th. I'm sorry, I've gotten sleep. So it's the 15th tonight. It's scheduled just after 1 o'clock local time in Florida on the morning of the 16th. So we're pulling an all-nighter tonight, but I'm here at the Kennedy Space Center, and I wanted to do some videos for people that aren't lucky enough to be here, or maybe would not know what this experience is like. So I'll pan around here. This is the vehicle assembly building, which was built for the Apollo program originally in the 60s. Neil Armstrong going to the moon, huge Saturn V moon rockets. And it's kind of cool because SLS is very much like a Saturn V moon rocket. That heavy lift rocket is what is needed to leave the Earth's orbit and to get something large to the vicinity of the moon, to orbit it, to land on the moon. And that. So the Saturn V was a huge rocket, 363 feet tall, and it needed a massive building. So it's one of the largest buildings by volume in the world. It's great when you're here at the Kennedy Space Center because you can't get lost, because if you just spin around, you'll find the vehicle assembly building. It's huge. So that has been used for the Apollo program, the Space Shuttle program for 30 years, and now it's being used for the Artemis program. And the SLS is 322 feet tall, taller than the Statue of Liberty, and it's assembled in this building. And since around March of this year, it's been rolled out to the launch pad for a series of tests, what they call dress rehearsals, to get ready for what they're trying to do tonight. So there's been some technical problems along the way. They thought it might launch in the summer, and then I was down here. It was scheduled to launch the end of August, and then it was September 3rd, and now we're into November. And that's not unusual for a brand new rocket that's never been flown before. You have all these elements that are coming together for the first time. And so the rocket is out there on the launch pad. I can see if I can. It's hard with the phone because it's not as good as a sharp video or still camera, but I will walk out here away from some of the Klieg lights and see if I can spin this around for you. So excuse the generator sound and the lights, but it's pitch black out here. So there you are. So that's the rocket out there on pad 39B, and it's awaiting a launch just after 1 o'clock in the morning, as I said. So I can take you around and show you a little bit of the press site here. So to let you know where things stand right now, I believe we can look at the countdown clock. We should be in the 5 hour till launch, and there's a built-in hold in there for about a half hour. But so far things are going very well. They've been fueling and replenishing because the fuel burns off. It's liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. Very, very cold. You're in the minus 300, minus 400 degree range. Liquid oxygen is the oxidizer for the fuel, because you need to bring oxidizer for your fuel when you're going to space. And the hydrogen has caused some of the problems before with the delays, but the fueling's going really smoothly tonight, so I think they've figured out those issues. So now we're getting to the satellite truck area of the parking lot. So all the news crews are here. There's international crews. I've heard German and Spanish and Italian. So there's writers, photojournalists, news crews all around the world. This is one of the cool tracking cameras that'll be doing some amazing video and tracking of the rocket. And then I can show you the countdown clock, which is running. Let's see, we're at minus 4 hours, 33 minutes. So we're further along than I thought. And then Up here you can see some of the press site buildings. There's CBS News and the NASA Media Center and that. So this is the rocket that they'll be launching tonight. This is my demonstration model. So it's very similar to the space shuttle program. If you've seen any pictures of the space shuttle, the mandate kind of came down to try to use the tooling and the hardware and the production facilities that were put to use for 30 years of the space shuttle program and try to use that hardware for this program, for the employment base and for the facilities, and just throwing everything away and starting over. So if you look at the SLS rocket and compare it to a picture of the space shuttle, if you can Google or you have one in class, you'll notice some similarities. The white objects flanking each side of the rocket are solid rocket fuel boosters, and they're just like the type that was used for the space shuttle program, but they're, if you see the black lines, those are the segments that they stack. These are each one segment taller than what was used for the space shuttle program. And then the kind of orange or pumpkin colored core booster is kind of like a stretched external tank. If you look at pictures of the space shuttle, that orange external tank on the space shuttle, this is just a larger, longer, kind of stretched version of that. And then the engines, you'll notice there's 4 engines on the bottom of the rocket, and they reused the space shuttle engines, which are called RS-25 engines. I've got a model of those engines. There's 3 of these on the back of each space shuttle. And now again, for more power, they're using 4 of the leftover space shuttle engines on the bottom of each core stage for that. So it's going to be a 26-day mission with no crew, because we're testing the whole system. But it's going to fly a mission profile just like if it was going to the moon with astronauts on board. So it'll fly out to the moon, test communications, test environmental life support systems, experiments on board, doing all of that. The power for the solar panels, the trajectory, the orbit, the burns, doing all that. And then they'll be getting the capsule back. So the Orion is the name of the capsule. It sits on top where 4 astronauts would normally be sitting. There's a few fun things in there, like a Snoopy and Shaun the Sheep, and some other experiments that they have on board, but no astronauts for this mission. And then if I can pan around here, you can see the countdown clock. So that's the countdown clock. It's currently reading 4 hours, 30 minutes, 42 seconds until liftoff. And then they're kind of dark right now because they're not live, but there's a whole lot of broadcast tents for NASA TV and CNN and things like that that'll be carrying the launch live. So the reason this is a big deal is it's been 50 years since NASA's launched a heavy lift rocket like the Saturn V's, the Apollo program. And this rocket can carry so much more weight to space, which is what you need when you're going back to the moon. So it's the space shuttle could carry about 22 tons of whatever you wanted up to space to build the space station or telescope. The SLS can carry 70 tons. So it's an immensely powerful rocket. It's really capable. It's going to be able to get astronauts to the moon and eventually onto Mars. And that's why it's a big deal, and that's why we're all out here covering it. So if this flight goes well, then Artemis 2 would be the next mission that would have astronauts on it. It would orbit the moon, and then Artemis 3 would be the first to land, return astronauts to the surface, the first woman and the first person of color landing on the surface of the moon. So I just wanted to share all that with you, and I'll try to send along, if the launch is successful, some photos and information after the launch. But I hope you all have a good school year, and thanks for coming along on a tour. Talk to you soon. Bye.